A number of things have changed in medical education, which highlight the role of simulation in learning basic surgical procedures. First is that the technology behind surgery and the amount of image-guided surgery that happens has changed a lot and has changed the number of techniques that people need to learn during surgical training. It's really expanded it exponentially. A lot of that learning is inefficient in the operating room during your first cases, and so we've moved the learning curve outside the operating room to give residents and students a bit of a head start. Here at the University of Michigan, we've started a multidisciplinary clinical simulation center with almost all training programs participating in this. And in fact, it's not just the residency training programs and fellowship training programs, but all of the hospital nursing services and the medical school all participating together and running a multidisciplinary center. The need for this type of training is clear in a surgical discipline, and it's not really just about technical skills training. It's also about teaching judgment and teaching team skills and the other non-technical skills that are so important as a successful surgical trainee.
It's a great opportunity for students, med students, residents, nursing staff, even physicians that want to come down and practice their skills again or hone in on them.
There's a broad range of capabilities in the simulation center right now. These can be divided into the main areas of human patient simulation. We've got a large group of human patient simulators to teach intervention, both skill and decision based, and also team training. We also have a large stable of part task trainers or procedural trainers, like you might think of for laparoscopic surgery or endoscopic procedures. And a lot of our curriculum development has been around those devices and those capabilities. And we also have the capability for a large amount of low fidelity simulation, or what you think of as benchtop simulation, either using tissue models or other non-tissue based simple models for procedures like chest tube placement, cricothyroidotomy.
I tell people a lot of times that an hour of your time down here is equal to 3 hours of time in the classroom with an instructor, because you really get true hands-on learning. And so it involves everything: the cognitive, the psychomotor, the critical thinking skills. All of those things play into this kind of simulation down here.
If you think about simulation not as technology, but instead an educational technique, it amounts to removing that early part of the learning curve when stress is high and when feedback needs are high. Take that out of the actual applied environment and let people learn in a lower stress, high feedback, high repetition environment, making their real-life performance much more effective. One of the challenges of incorporating this fairly new area of medical training is figuring out how best to integrate that into a training program that's already very busy clinically and has a lot of other goals in terms of operative experience and clinical experience for residents and students. We found that the best way for us to integrate that here is to develop freestanding curricula that concentrate on the quality of technical skills first, and then the time and speed and expertise of technical skills to follow that. One of the exciting things underway now is to take the simulation center capabilities and move them in situ into the clinical arena. A lot of this is made possible by the fact that the human patient simulators can be portable and can be brought directly to the ward, the operating room, the emergency room, what have you, and then have teams training in crisis situations using the simulator to highlight the educational issues. We need to think constantly about new ways of making the educational process not only more efficient but much more effective. As you'd imagine, such an effort is incredibly expensive. It's difficult to support this in an era of cost constraints on medical practice and medical education. But it's clear that simulation technology is here to stay, and it's a critical part of how we learn and train today. It's a critical part of developing our individual skills. It's an absolute necessity for developing our team skills. The University of Michigan really needs to maintain its position at the forefront of this effort in determining how these technologies and how these standards will evolve in the future.